able to get monthly income which they can spend and live the lifestyle which we are presently providing them. So they do not have to be dependent on someone else. So at least 15 times of your annual income, your term plan or life insurance should be present. Second is health family floater. In current period, I would say 15 to 20 lakhs minimum should be there, family floater health insurance plan. And we have to increase the sum assured every 5 years. Right? Professional indemnity insurance, I am sure all of us must be having it. Then insurance of other assets like house, car, etc. Then critical illness like cancer care insurance or other critical illnesses which are diagnosed, we get lump sum amount to take care of that. Why do we need protection, right? So people might think that we are doctors and माझी ओळख आहे, न्यूरोसर्जन माझ्या ओळखीचा आहे, CVTS सर्जन माझ्या ओळखीचा आहे, he will be giving me discount, etc. whatever, right? But we will have to spend certain lump sum amount, right? So if you go for a major surgery in Mumbai, it will cost you around, we can say 7 to 8 lakh rupees, right? Today, it will cost you 7 to 8 lakh rupees. So I'm not saying that we don't have that money, right? After certain years of practice, we have that money, but to give that fees of that hospital, from where we will be taking money? Can anyone tell? We'll be taking that money out from our investment kitty, right? So whatever investment we have done in view of our goal setting, we have to break that investment and then we have to provide. So it's always better that we have a health insurance to take care of uncertainties, right? So insurance, cancer care and other. Then we have to calculate the expenses. Calculate annual expenses. We have to include everything in it. It should be monthly expenses, include like grocery expenses, fuel expenses, EMI of loans, then house rent, mobile, telephone, employee payments, electricity bill, entertainment, food, movie, whatever we do spending, you continuously write it down for 3 months, you will get an average monthly expense for your family. We have to multiply that monthly expense by 12, so you will get annual expenses. And we also have to add annual expenses into it, that is insurance premiums, various trips, like if we are going on abroad trip or whatever trip once or twice in a year we take. Then major expenses around the festivals like Diwali, any other major purchases, probably every year we spend something on new gadgets or something. So we have to include everything and calculate total annual expenses. Why we need to calculate this? We need to calculate this because we want to know how much we are left with for saving. So after that, we have to calculate annual income of family, cumulative annual income of family. So income from practice or job, income from medical lab, any other income, or like if you have some property which you have rented, if you are getting income from that, if you have a medical shop, you are getting income. So all the income should be clubbed together, and savings amount is annual income minus annual expenses. That is the amount left for saving. Okay, that is the amount left for saving. So for example, if we say that a family earns 5 lakh rupees, right? And their monthly expenses are, including all EMIs and everything, are 2 lakh rupees, right? So amount left for saving is 3 lakh rupees. So it will be varying individual for each of you. So once we have done that, we have to do the goal settings, right? There can be various goals. Common goals are the new younger generation wants to buy premium car, home, go for a world tour or any other. These are the short-term goals. Means in next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, we want to achieve that. And little longer-term goals are child education, child marriage, then our retirement corpus, and any other longer-term goal if you have. So we have to do the goal settings, and based on these goal settings, we have to actually decide that which are the investments I'm going to use for this goal. Okay, so we have to calculate the future amount for our that individual goal. So you can use, there are a lot of calculators available where we need to take inflation into consideration. That means आज जो भाव आहे रुपयाचा, that is going to devaluate due to inflation. महागाई जी वाढते त्याच्यामुळे हे प्रॉब्लेम्स येणार आहेत. So if we see, just let me open. Right, so this is one of the inflation calculator. So if we calculate, let's say for education of child today we need 25 lakhs. Okay, then inflation roughly we should consider around 7%, 6 to 7%. And number of years left for your child's education, where you will be needing that lump sum amount, right? So if it's 10 years, you can see the future cost after 10 years. If today your child's education requires 25 lakhs, after 10 years, you will be requiring around 49 lakhs. If your child's education has time up to 15 years, after 15 years, you will be needing 69 lakhs rupees, right? For education of child. If suppose today we say that corpus of, let's say 1,50,000, 1.5 CR, okay, is needed for retirement corpus. If someone has 1.5 CR in his account, he can live his retired life comfortably at the inflation of this. And if retirement life is around, we can let's say 20 years away. So what is the cost of retirement we need? At the time of retirement after 20 years, we will be needing around 6 CR. Right? So that's the inflation. We have to consider this while always calculating our goals and needs. So you have to fix your goals. Once your goals are decided, you have to write down that this amount is needed today for education of child. This amount is needed for doing, suppose marriage of child needs 20 lakhs, 25 lakhs, then or 15 lakhs, whatever, depending on everyone's choice. You have to calculate how much amount I will be needing in the future. Okay. So what are various investment options? The commonest investment option is cash. घर में दबा के रखो, right? That is commonest. Then comes savings account, which gives us 3.5% return. And what is the inflation? Inflation is roughly 6 to 7%. So in fact, when we are keeping in savings account, our investment value is getting reduced by 3.5% every year. When we are keeping cash at home, our value of our money is getting devaluated every year by 7%. Right? So next option is fixed deposit. We can say that this barely coincides with the inflation, but again, it's taxable, all those things. Then precious metals like gold, silver, we can think of. Real estate. Many of us have investment in real estate, right? We'll be having investment in real estate, but there should be some limit for real estate investment. Why? Because real estate investment does not have liquidity. What is liquidity? Liquidity means I have certain investment and I want to get money from that investment, right? So माझा जर प्लॉट आहे आणि मला पैशाची गरज आहे, समजा 25-30 लाखची गरज आहे, मी प्लॉट विकायला काढला, it will not be sold, right? Because that's a big amount and you won't be getting the customers readily available for that. And if they know that you need that, they will devaluate its value. Right? 30 lakhs, they will say that we can give only 24 lakhs. Likewise. So liquidity is concerned with real estate investment. So we have to take care that it should be limited investment. Then debt mutual funds like liquid funds, hybrid mutual funds like balanced funds. Then equity investments like direct mutual funds and direct shares. These are also options with us. So this is a comparative table. I had prepared it 2 years back. So if LIC policy, not term plan, LIC endowment policy where we get the money back, if we invest 10,000 per month, we get around 6%. That is a max return. So what is the amount after total amount invested is 36 lakhs, right? 36 lakhs. And amount after 30 years we get is 1 CR, right? If we keep it in FD at 8%, we are investing same amount, 36 lakhs, we can get 1.5 CR. The worst performing mutual fund, if we are keeping that amount for 30 years in that mutual fund, will be giving around 12% returns. So it will be giving us 3.5 CR after 30 years. Then average performing mutual fund gives us around 15% return per year, right? So 36 lakhs will become 7 CR, right? 36 lakhs. So in short, this is for 30 years. What is corpus needed for our retirement? We need around 6 CR. Okay, 6 CR for our retirement. So even if we invest 10,000, let's say 12,000, because we have less years, let's say if we have 20 years, then if we invest 15,000 per month for next 20 years, our retirement corpus job is done, right? So in this way, we can decide that mutual fund is for this stock, these stocks are for these goals, likewise. Then good performing mutual funds give around 18% returns. So that 36 lakhs in 30 years can become 14.3 CR, right? So what is the comparison you see? What LIC does? LIC takes money from you and it invests in shares, right? That's the biggest truth. It invests in shares. It takes 14.3 CR and it gives you back 1 CR and 13 CR is their profit. Right, so that is the biggest thing. We are not aware of that. We are busy in our routine practice. So that's why कोई agent आता है, sign कर दो, यहाँ पे ले जाओ पैसा. Right, so if you pay little attention, it's a huge difference you can see. Right, even if you consider 7 CR, because it's not possible to always choose good mutual funds. So even then 6 CR difference is there. And direct shares, there is no upper limit for equity returns. Returns on investment of direct shares. There is no upper limit. It can be infinite. So what people say share market, what we say is risky, right? Share. So what is not risky? Even we are driving to our job, we are going for call, we are driving, we can meet with an accident and there is a risk involved. So we have to take the calculated risk, like we drive safely, we have to invest safely, and how to do that, etc. I will be definitely telling in today's session. So, and what is the down? Suppose उसमें से भी accident हो गया, यानी you choose something wrong. What is the downside risk in that stock? See, this is just an example I have taken from an article, long-term investment returns of selected companies. These are companies, Infosys, Imami, iShares, Shree Cement, Sunbank, Sun Pharma, etc., Asian Paints. So 10,000 invested. This is single amount, not monthly, right? It's a single amount. There we invested 36 lakhs. And you can see Infosys has increased 2,973 times, right? It's not in percentage, it's times. That many times. So annually you will be Infosys given around 39% returns up to October 2017, right? Markets are much above than that. So this will be increased. So you can see 39, 33 per annum. And what LIC is giving us? LIC is giving us 6%. LIC is investing in Infosys. It's taking 30% returns from Infosys and giving us 6% and keeping 33% with it, right? With the company. So main is start early, the benefit of compounding. So I have taken here 3 examples, Ajay, Arun and Abhi. 25, 35, 45 years of age. Invested amount per month, Ajay invests 10,000. In 30 years, he invests 36 lakhs. Arun starts from 35,000. He says that I will invest 15,000 more than Ajay for 20 years. So invested amount is same, 36. Abhi invest 45%. 45 years, invest 30,000, 3 times the Ajay for 10 years only. Amount in 36 lakhs only. So amount received at age of 55 years. Right, so he will be invested for 30 years. The amount received will be 3.5 CR. For Ajay at 12% return. For Arun at 12%, the amount will be 1.5. And for Abhi, it will be 70 lakhs. Right, so start early. What happens usually, I have seen that we go attend some seminar, some fancy this thing, we go there, that we discuss there, that I will be doing this, doing that. सुबह उठते हैं, कॉल आता है, सर एक ये है, मैडम एक सेक्शन लेना है, शुरू हो गया, खत्म, एवरीवन फॉरगेट्स इट, राइट, एंड फिर वही कहानी. So you should make a commitment, make a goal that I will be starting with my protection, whatever I have told. Protection is the first important thing. So you have to start accordingly. You have to calculate your annual expenses, calculate your annual income. So you give time that in next 15 days I will be doing this. Then after that I will be doing this. So unless you set goals for your financial planning, it will not be achieved. Like we'll keep on wondering कि पैसा आ रहा है, कमा रहे, रख रहे घर में in cash. It's of no use. It's not going to give you money. The value will be degraded. Value of that money will be degraded. Okay. Why? Because people say, चलो हमें tax लगता है, 20%, 30% tax लगता है. Okay, but that tax is one time. So you calculate that amount, that instead of 36 lakhs, if you would have, we would have taken out 30% tax. Okay, full amount will not go into 30, but still we consider 30% tax gaya isme se. Okay, still what we are left with 3.5 CR. So isme se 36 lakhs gaya. We will straightway cut 30% from this. It's not like that, but we will consider 3.5 CR में से 30% गया. कितना बचा? Right, roughly 12 3s are 36. So 1.2 CR बचा. If you keep this 36 lakh cash at your home, what is the value of that? 36 lakhs. In your terms. But due to inflation, you won't be able to buy a flat which was available at 36 lakh 10 years back. It won't be available now at 36 lakhs, right? So if you have 1.2 CR, you can buy that flat. So that's the important, that the setback or mind, our mind is such that we just see the short-term things. कि मुझे 30% tax लगेगा, इसलिए I will keep it in cash. But what's use of that cash? That cash will be dumped in. The value will not increase. If you are planning that you are going to use that cash in next month or 2 or 6 months, then it's okay. But if you are planning to dump that cash for at least 7 to 10 years, then it's better you pay tax on that cash and invest that amount in equities. You will definitely get more money than the tax paid. Okay. So diversification of investment, how to do that? So 100 minus our age. So let's say if 40 years is the age, so 100 minus 40 is percentage amount for saving. So 60% of amount left for saving. So the example which we saw, that 5 lakh is family income. So 3 lakh is amount left for saving after expenses of 2 lakh per month. So 3 lakh is left. So out of that 3 lakh, 60%. Why 60%? 100 minus age 40. So 60% should go in equities. What is meaning of equity? Equities means in share market, in stock market. It can be through mutual funds or directly, right? So 3 lakh, 60% is 1.8 lakh, right? 1.8 lakh should go in equities. So if you are newbie in the stock market, you can do 50% investment of that. That means 90,000 per month should go in the mutual funds and 90,000 should go directly in the shares. Okay, for that you will be, those who do not have we'll need to open the demat account, because without demat account, we cannot buy or sell the shares. Other options are PPF, gold, arbitrage fund. So remaining 40% amount, right? 60% we have invested in equities, remaining 40% amount, we have to divide it into PPF, utilize it to maximum of 1.5 lakh per year. Then you can buy the paper gold. Then you can keep it in arbitrage funds. And if you are going to need the money in next 6 months to 1 year, keep it in liquid funds. Right? It will give you around 6 to 7% return. So before making any investment, we have to make sure that we have 6 months of expenses in saving account or in liquid form. Right? Saving account or liquid. What is liquid form? Liquid form means it can be even gold bar. Right? Or soneche vade. Because even at 12 midnight, if you give it to some jeweler, he will give you money in exchange to that in case of emergency. Right? So why to keep 6 months expenses? Because if something like COVID comes, right? COVID came and many people lost their business, everything. So that was the reason that what they will be doing in that period. So we should have that 6 months. So it is usually considered within 6 months, we can find some other job, some other earning opportunity, etc. Right. So 6 months amount should be there in savings or in liquid form in case of emergency, as an emergency or contingency fund. Okay. So mutual funds, we have to invest in all money in equity mutual funds via systematic investment planning. I'm sure all of you must be doing this, so we won't go into details of that. So it should be 1 large cap fund, 2 mid cap funds, and 2 small and micro cap funds. All should be growth option and direct mutual funds, not through the agent. So MF investment is diversified into 5 funds. We do not need more than 5 funds. Right? नहीं तो क्या होता है कि इस साल ये 3 में किया है, next साल अगले दूसरे 3 में किया. This should not be done. It should be concentrated in 5. Suppose you think that out of these 5 mutual funds, this one mutual fund is not performing well. Remove money from that mutual fund, invest in other mutual fund where you want to invest. But keep it, because it becomes easy to track. नहीं तो ऐसा होता है कि स्टेटमेंट आता है तो उसमें से 17-18 म्यूचुअल फंड रहते हैं, तो किसका कौन सा क्या नाम है वो भी समझ में नहीं आता. Right? So limited to 5. Now coming to direct stock market investment, right? That means direct purchasing of shares. How to do that? How to find that? So I'll be telling simple things because it will be out of our time limit and it's not possible to explain all the things here in short time. But what should we know before investing in stock market? So it is commonly said that we should know fundamental analysis and we should know technical analysis for investing in stock market. So if someone wants to learn complete fundamental analysis, what he should be knowing? He should be able to read the balance sheet, equity and liabilities, shareholder funds, equity share capital, revaluation reserve, reserves and surplus, long-term borrowings, deferred tax liability, long-term provision, blah, 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 blah. Right. So there are a lot of things in fundamental analysis. So why I want to analyze some company? Because I want to invest my money in that company, right? Am I aiming to get a degree of fundamental analyst? No, right? So we do not need to go through this. We need to choose and find the points which are more important for us, right? So this is crap for me personally. Again, these are also parts of fundamental PBDT, PBDIT, right? उनके long form समझते ही पहले ही हम medicine anesthesia पढ़ चुके हैं, and again studying this much is not needed. Okay. So next is technical analysis. There are a lot of things: moving averages, candlesticks, harmonics, RSI, ADX, CCI, GAN, FIBO, pivot, right? So it can confuse. These are also various indicators available in technical analysis. So are we going to use all? No, not possible to use. And not possible to even learn all, because we are not aiming for getting a degree in technical analysis. What is our aim of studying it? I want to find good companies and I want to invest in those good companies at good rates. Am I right? That's only our aim. Okay. Then many people watch business channel and सुबह में जो list आती है वो 10 stock में invest करो. It's not needed. Okay. So in 2007 and 8, I invested 40,000. Right, Sensex was that time 18,000 and the value became 8,000 in 6 months. 40,000 invest केले होते share market. I invested in these companies, Suzlon, JP Associate, Reliance Infra, Reliance Capital, all these were front line companies. Right, many of these were part of Nifty 50. Right, so मोठ्या कंपन्या होत्या. I invested in them because those were future of stock market. Right, those were at very high levels. So 40,000 invested became in 8,000 in 6 months. Sensex was 12,000, right? 18,000 असताना सेन्सेक्स इन्व्हेस्ट केले, 12,000 सेन्सेक्स झाला तेव्हा 40,000चे 8,000 झाले. का झाले त्याचा मी शोध सुरू केला. And then I learned it by studying. I started studying from that, and the major contribution for my this journey can go to NANDED city. Why? Because in 2009 there was Guruta Gaddi, right? So during that time I was deputed there for 15 days, and practically there was no work, right? We have to sit in that hospital near the OT whole day. If any patient comes, if any emergency happens, then only we have to work. So we were posted that time, just construction was completed of Vishnupuri camp. So we had posted there. So I had a lot of time. So I took one small book, Share Market Jugar Che Buddhibal. It's written by, I think, Mr. Rajiv Desai or Rajendra Desai. I purchased it from your Abhay bookstores. I don't know the address, but we went walking inside the city. And from that, I started from that Marathi book, reading that what is share market. Because when I invested this 40,000, I had no idea ये होता क्या है. Right? So that was the reason that कि ये ऐसा क्यों हुआ. वो लोग तो बोल रहे थे कि 40,000 की 80 होते हैं. Right? But मेरे तो 8 हो गए in 6 months only, because market fell down from 18,000 to 12,000. And if you see these stocks, today, since this is not today, this is, you can say a year back, maybe year and a half back. So Sensex was at 41,000 and value of this 40,000 was 639, right? 639. So Sensex went from 12,000 to 41,000, but my stocks went down. So stock selection, which stocks we should invest in, is very important point when it comes to share market investor, right? So in short, if we compare it to driving, गाड़ी चालवायची, if you start running the car at speed of 180 on roads of Nanded or Aurangabad, definitely you are bound to have accidents, right? So we have to decide that I won't, in the city, I will go at the rate of 30 to 40 per hour, kilometers per hour speed, right? So we have to decide. Similarly, we have to choose the stocks which are good, and how to choose that we will be seeing in few minutes. Okay, got this concept? So what the point which I had asked, that what is the maximum risk in share market investment in stocks? Can anyone tell? What is my maximum?
The value of the share.
Yeah. So maximum risk for my that investment is 40,000. It can go to 0, right? But if I would have chosen good stocks, like let's say from this example which we saw, this table, right? Then what was the upside? Right? Unlimited upside. There is no upside limit for any company to go. A company of 30 rupees can go to 2,000, right? So downside limit is 100% amount invested in that stock. So what is important here? That the saying which we say, that we should not put all the eggs in one basket. Similarly, if someone tells us that this stock is very good and this stock is going to go 10 times in next 10 years, we should not put in all our savings in that money, in that company or in that stock or share. We have to find 10, 15, maximum 20 shares. We do not need to be invested in more than 20 shares at any given point of time for long term. Why? Because we should also be able to track the performance of those companies, right? So those 20 shares you decide or 15 shares, that these are the stocks that I'm going to. So what will be happening? Even if suppose you choose 15 shares and out of that 15 shares, by your bad luck that you did all the study and you ended investing in these, right? You ended investing in these companies. Out of 15, 5 companies are these. Right. So you invest 1 lakh in each. Let's take an example. You invest 1 lakh in each. So 15 lakhs invested in 15 companies. This 5 lakh is going to be zero. Right. But remaining 10 lakh invested in other companies, the upside is unlimited. So the value of that 10 lakh can become 40 lakh, 50 lakh, 1 CR. Right. So that is the importance of dividing our investment in multiple things. So as age increases, we reduce the equity exposure, and in that equity exposure, we divide it into at least minimum 10, maximum 20 shares. We should invest our money in form of SIP as well as lump sum investment in the falls. Clear? So what I was missing, like देखे तो मैंने मुंगेरी लाल के हसीन सपने थे कि 40,000, 40,000 I will be investing. And that will be growing to 80,000, 2 lakh, 4 lakh, something like that. Back in 2007, that was big amount. So, but I ended up going it into 8 lakhs. So what I was missing? Brain, eyes and ears. Not literally I was missing, but I wasn't using my brain, my eyes and my ears. How? I'll be stating some examples for you people. So you have to find your own stocks. So there are many ways of making money from stock market, trading, then futures and options, long-term investment by keeping eyes, ears and open and using our brain for thinking. So to start with, what is this? This is PVR, right? So in 2007, 8, 9, I was in Ambazogai, lecturer there. So there was no good theater in Ambazogai. So we had to go to Latur to watch the movie. Right. So we used to go there, and when first time I went there, then we purchased samosa and popcorn. Right. So I took it samosa plate at 70 rupees and popcorn around 170 rupees. Right. So that popcorn was amount of popcorn which if we take the Act 2, which was available at 10 rupees that time. Utna hi. So 10 rupees ka popcorn, the PVR was selling at 170 rupees. Then I asked whether you make the samosa. They said no. We take it from Bridge Restaurant, which is in Shivaji Chowk, Latur. Right, Bridge Bakery. Below the Bridge Restaurant, there is a bakery. So I went there and I asked them that what is the cost of samosa. They said that 12 or 14 rupees. So 14 rupees की चीज 2-3 kilometers ले जाके 70 rupees पे बेच रहे ओवन में गरम करके. So how much it was earning? So PVR was earning 17 times profit on popcorns and 6 times profit on samosa. Right? This was a simple thinking. I invested in 2010 at 153 rupees and sold it in January 2018 at 1500 rupees. So how many years? 8 years. Right? 7 years approximately. 7 years, 2 months. It had grown 10 times. So the question might come in your mind, why it went to 2000, why you exited here? I exited here because in 2017, I came to Aurangabad and there we went to PVR, but PVR was the ambience was not good. And my son said that ki bhakas vattah mane ite nahi yaitsa apan. We will be going to Inox. And Inox had already 2 theaters, one at Prozon Mall, one at Inox Tapriya. In Sidco, and it opened 3rd in Reliance Mall with recliners. So PVR ticket was available at 120 per person. I had to pay 280 rupees to Inox for recliner seats. So when I am not paying or going to PVR, why should I stay invested? So I sold it and I invested in January in Inox Leisure. Shares of Inox at 275 rupees. And within 2 years, it had went to 487. Currently, it's around 400, 420 something. Right? Why? Because I was going to Inox to watch the movies. Then Next is I had purchased Maruti Ritz, right, car. And when I was enjoying my driving, thought came in my mind that almost in 2007-8, now there are a lot of options, but in 2007-8, almost we can say 70% people's first car was Maruti, right? So agar itne log buy kar rahe, so definitely company is making profits. So what I did, I invested in Maruti around 900, 960 something was the level, right? And in 7 years, it went to 10,000, where I sold. Right, so that's the growth upside potential which we have. Then from here it fell again to 4,000 some odd levels, 4,300, 400, where I started buying it back again from 6,000, 5,000, right? I started buying it back and now I am invested in Maruti again. So we have to use that. Then we also have MRF tires. The flight tires are of MRF. That's why it has maximum wear and tear. Right, it has maximum wear and tear, so replacement will be more. Also, our MiG aeroplanes also have MRF tires, and premium cars also have MRF tires. So that was the reason when I invested, it was at 28,000 per share. Right. So one share was for 28,000, and it has grown. It went to around, I think, 80,000, and from there, now it's around 67, 68,000, right? So no cost is higher for investing in good company. That we have to remember. So MRF 34,028, then added again at 34,000. It went to almost, I think, 87 or 90,000, right? From there, it dropped in current drop. So the idea got while going for a vacation. Then we all have been using this Fevicol since our childhood. Then the projects of our children. Then when I was constructing my home, I came across all other products which we use of the Fevicol company. The owner company is Pidilite Industries. So it was at 72,000 in 2009, right? And into this was, I think, 2020, it was 1,500. And today, I guess it's around something 2,400 something or 2,300 levels, right? So upside is unlimited. This we have to remember in mind. Divide your investment in different stocks and stay invested. Okay. Then anybody here की ज्याच्या घरामध्ये यातलं एकही प्रोडक्ट नाहीये? मॅगी सॉस, मॅगी केचप, मॅगी नूडल्स, right? Or Nescafe or KitKat you haven't used or your children have not used, right? I'm sure at least 99% people use these products. 99% people use these products. So when we are using the products so regularly of these companies, Nescafe, right? So it was around 1,500 and today's value is, it was in 2020, it was 10,400. Today's value is around 17,000. So 1,500 to 17,000, right? More than 10 times. 6-bagger idea while eating Maggie or while drinking coffee, right? It was 6 times, but now it's 10 times. So upside unlimited. Nestle, yeah, it's 16,500 today's value. Okay, then DMart. We all, means not all, but maximum people shop in DMart. Right, so DMart had one shop in Aurangabad. They also opened a second mall. So when a company opens the second mall, that means company is growing. Like the example of Inox I told. Right, it had 2 theaters. Third theater opened by Inox. That means company is obviously making profit. Unless डोक्यावर पडलेले नाहीयेत की तिसरा multiplex सुद्धा open करते. Right, so when there are any company is opening third thing or second thing, that means first is making good profits, right? So DMart after IPO around 635, I could enter, and its value today's is very high. It was 1,500, but today's value is how much? Anyone has any idea? DMart is valued at, let's check. I am also not sure.
Four 4,000.
Yeah, 4,276, right? So 6,635's value is 4,000. So this was a 2020, I think, 1,500. From 2020, in 2 years, it has grown from 1,500 to 4,200. So that's the power of equity investment. No bank FD, no savings account, no policy, no money back policy is going to give you such returns. That is for sure. Right? Do you agree? It won't give you such returns. Then Domino's, pizza, right? 30 minutes or free. It's not available in Aurangabad. Means 30 minutes or free offer is not available, but it was prior available. In Mumbai, it might be available. So it was trading around 700. It went to 1,800 in 2020, and today's value is it's Jubilant Food under the company name. So it went to almost 4,100, right? 4,100. It went to, and from there it has dropped to 2,800. So even after dropping this big, it's 4 times, right? It's 4 times from 2017. 5 years, 4 times the value. कौन सी बैंक देती है? यहाँ पे डबल होने के लिए we need 9 years to keep in post or in FD. दाम दुप्पट, right? We need at least 8.5 to 9 years. Then anyone here who has not eaten or या जिसके घर में इसमें से एक भी प्रोडक्ट नहीं आता, means either one we are using. So Good Day, right? Then cheese, Nutri-Choice, Tiger, Britannia, toast, butter, right? Cakes, कुछ ना कुछ और whole wheat. So initially जो 10-15 रुपए में Good Day हम खरीदते थे, we were purchasing the Good Day or these biscuits. Now what we are purchasing, instead of these 10-20 rupees, we are purchasing 50 rupees Nutri-Choice digestive biscuits, right? So what they have done, जो part उसमें था in that flour, that means fiber, they used to remove that and sell it at cheaper rate here. Now they are not doing the less work, we can say, and they are earning more. So the profit of company is going to increase, right? And this company since 100 years, since childhood, we have seen Mari, right? We have seen that Mari ad of old person wearing a cap, right? So everyone uses the products of this company. It was around 150 rupees in 2008. It went to 4,000. So it was 3,000 in 2020 February. So it went, its value become 21 times in 11 years. कौन देता है? कोई नहीं देता, right? So biscuit खाओ, morning tea लेते टाइम जो आइडिया हमारे दिमाग में आता है, we should use that. Then Whirlpool, everyone knows this brand, right? Everyone knows this brand. So if you go and search in the shops, you will come to know that the quality is equivalent with other products like Samsung, LG, etc. But the Whirlpool products are cheaper. So as a consumer, when we go, we will definitely tempted to buy Whirlpool for its equivalent quality with lesser price. And that was the reason when we went to purchasing in the shop. That time the shop owner told that Whirlpool का सबसे ज़्यादा जाता है हमारे यहाँ से. The value of that share was 30. Right, 30 rupees per share. I don't know what's the value today. Let's check. Whirlpool of India. So it's at 1,650. It went to 2,400 almost. Right? It went to 2,380 something. So upside is unlimited. We just need to keep our eyes, ear and brain open. So what we do when we go in a shop to buy a product, what we see expiry date, because we are taught to see the expiry date of all our drugs in anesthesia. So उसके साथ में हम देखते हैं कि best before क्या है वो date. Below that it's written manufactured or marketed by. Start looking for that. Then you will get the ideas, right? So this was a recent, in February 2001, my home construction was going on. So the electrician told me कि इतना wire लगने वाला है sir, लेके आओ. So I went to shop here, Namrata Electricals in Aurangabad, and I asked them, and we were aware of that anchor and all other wires. But he said polycab लेके जाओ डॉक्टर साहब, ये अच्छा है सबसे. So हम होशियार रहते. What we think? लगता है इसको ज्यादा कमीशन है इसमें. सो व्हाट आई डिड टू डबल चेक, आई कॉल्ड माय इलेक्ट्रिशियन कि कोणत्या कंपनीच्या आणायच्या. ही सेड पॉलीकॅब. I was surprised because I thought कि इसका कुछ connection है क्या, but that shop wasn't suggested by him, so I was sure. And then 2-3 customers came. It's a big shop. 2-3 customers came and they asked कि polycab ची ही wire द्या, एवढ्या साईजची ही wire द्या, ती wire द्या. So what I did, I purchased the wire of polycab, came back, checked my criteria, and it was fitting in my criteria. I invested at 1293. Right, I had posted in my group also that 1293 I have entered polycab, and today's value is 2300. So almost double. It went to 2760 something. So doubled in 1 year. So we have to keep our mind open that कि जो भी हम daily activity करते हैं, beyond that, so we use many syringes, right? Yeah, for our anesthesia, all the drugs. So just start making a habit of syringe is manufactured by which company. You will find one company. If you start looking the hospital products which we are using, you will get one good company. I won't disclose the name. It's a homework, you can say, for you people. So you can see these are the examples where 40,000 invested became 639, and here 64,000 invested became 11 lakh in same period. Right, this is old, 2-3 years back. Now the value is from 11 lakh, it might be 18-20 lakh something value. Right, so the downside is limited to amount invested in that stock, and upside there is no limit. Right, so 1246% return, 1000% return, 933, 1000, 269, 982% return, 182. Right, so these are the returns. So it's Whirlpool is almost 7,400% returns. So what was the mistake I did when I invested initially? What was the mistake I did? I didn't check anything related to fundamental. That is debt equity ratio. So you need to remember that. Remember this, that we need to check debt equity ratio of all these companies. Right, so you can just type in Google debt equity ratio of, let's say, Polycab, the recent investment. You will get here debt equity ratio is how much? 0.02. So what is debt equity ratio? Debt equity ratio means if the company is sold today, if company is sold today to some other company, then what valuation company can get? So number of shares multiplied by the value of that share. So roughly that is called as equity of that company, means value of that company. And debt is amount of loan on the company, amount of loan on the company. So debt divided by equity, that should be less than 0.1 preferably. Right, so how much is Polycab? It's 0.02. 0.02. Right, so it's less than 0.1, so it's a good company. Okay, it's a good company. So we can invest. Similarly, we can see some other stocks, like let's say debt equity ratio of Nestle India. How much it is? Again 0.02, so less than 0.1. Then we see, let's see debt equity ratio of Page Industries. Page Industries is a company of which provides jockey, right? So if we see here, we get debt equity ratio here. Total debt to equity ratio, that's 0. Right, so no debt on Page Industry, jockey company, right? Many people are using its products. So we have to check the debt equity ratio of the company before investing in any company. So first thing is that company should come to me. I should not go in search of company ki internet open karo, what are the available companies, which are the chemical. I am not using any chemical. Right? तो सुदर्शन chemical है या ये chemical है या वो chemical. It's not needed for long-term investment because I don't understand that business. But these are the businesses which I understand. Right? These are the businesses which I understand. So I want to invest in that. So to make sure a point, an additional point, we have to check this debt equity ratio. So why this ratio is so important? So you can see the debt equity ratio of Suzlon was 9.5 in 2020. That was the reason that it fell from 3.5 to 5 rupees. Why? Because suppose something like COVID or something bad happens with the company and business slows down in that company. Right? If company does not have any debt, then do they need to pay back to anyone? No. So they can reduce their expenses little and they can survive that bad phase of 1 year, 6 months, 2 years. Like all the debt-free company did in COVID period. But if that company has a huge debt, what will be happening? They have to repay that. They have to pay the interest on that. So income nahi hai. So in short, tond dabun bukya mar. Or if the company is highly debt-ridden company. So debt equity ratio is a single important point I see in a fundamental analysis of a company. I do not see any PE ratio, PEG ratio, this ratio. I do not read balance sheet. In fact, I don't know how to read the balance sheet. And my investments are doing good for me, even if I don't know these things. So these are the fancy things made or prepared by the institutes to make people fool. That we need to know this. We need to know everything. Right? We need to know everything. So you have to subscribe to someone or you have to listen to someone for something important. You have to listen, you have to read all the reports of some financial analyst in detail. It's not needed. My aim is to create wealth. My aim is not to be financial fundamental analyst expert. Right? So what are the two important things? One is you should understand the business of that company and you should check the debt equity ratio. Debt equity ratio should be preferably 0.1 or less. These are the two important points to select companies for our long-term investment. So what are the products we can come across in our home? So we can start from the morning routines. We use the basins and all those, right? So Jaguar hai, Hindware hai. We get down from our bed. We touch our feet on the floor, Kajaria ceramics hai. Right? So there are a lot of companies. We brush our teeth with Colgate paste and Pepsodent toothbrush. Pepsodent is product of Hindustan Unilever. Colgate is listed in share market. We use towels, Wellspun India. Right? We eat breakfast, Kellogg's. So in our home, we will be having at least 30 to 40 company products, which we are regularly using, but we never paid attention to those companies. So you can go through your daily routine, what companies you come across, and you can check their debt equity ratio, check the business, how old is company, and you can look for investment opportunity, right? So these are the various debt equity ratios. Nestle India had in 2018, it had 0.3, but now we have seen it's 0.02, right? Then next option is technical analysis. That means now I know that I want to invest in X company. After knowing that I understand its business, and I will be checking the debt equity ratio and it fits in my criteria. Now when to buy? How, at what level I should buy? Should I go and buy Nestle at 17,000? Right? That's the question, biggest question. So there, first important thing is we should start SIP from that month itself. With small quantities, small amounts, you should start. SIP we can do directly in the stocks, and you can keep aside lump sum amount in the liquid funds for the fall to come in the market and then invest. Don't go and blindly invest your all. Suppose entry in the stock market, you know that these are the 10 shares I want to invest. Go and invest all your 10, 20, 15, 50 lakhs in those stocks immediately. No, you have to start, go systematically, start SIP. If you get fall, if you get the criteria for investment that at this price I can invest, then only you should invest. So what are the various technical analysis options available? First is price action analysis, Fibonacci ratios, harmonic pattern analysis, conventional price action patterns, point and figure analysis, Gann, Elliott wave analysis, and indicators. Hundreds of indicators, which I had shown. So these are various technical indicators, right? So I personally use the left side here, which I have shown. Price action analysis, Fibonacci ratios, harmonic patterns, and conventional price action. So these are the 4 things which I use, but for this, we need little in-depth study. We need to give some time for analysis, for learning, right? So it's not easy, but if I don't tell you method in today's session from which you can find a better level for investment, then there is no use of me taking this session, right? And you attending this. It should not be wastage of your time. So now I have given you an idea that how to select the name of that stock which you want to invest, how to filter the companies. Suppose you get 20 names, you go and check the debt equity ratio. Out of those 20, 10 fulfill your criteria of debt equity ratio 0.1 or less. Now comes the question that at what level I should invest, right? That's the important key. किस में इन्वेस्ट करना है ये तो पता चल गया, लेकिन किस लेवल पे करना है, that will be seeing now. This is the last part. I won't be taking much time. So in this case, I'll be telling you about one single indicator, right? I personally do not use indicators, but for today's session, I have found out a better way which can give you can say a shortcut for long-term investment. Okay, so that is a moving average, right? First and foremost important point I want to stress is I personally use stop loss even for if I am using this method. So what is the meaning of stop loss? Stop loss means suppose I invest in some stock at 1,000 rupees and that stock breaks certain level. Let's say it goes below 880. Then I will take the loss of 120 rupees and wait for that stock to correct, right? Because if I don't exit at 800, it can come to 100. Like my 350 Suzlon came to 5 rupees. My 350 JP Associate came to 2 rupees. Unitech from 600 came to some 1 rupee, 2 rupees, right? So I personally use the stop loss. That means I find that company is not fulfilling the criteria or not fitting the technical part. I exit that stock for that point and I can re-enter later on when it drops down. I de-risk the position once my risk to reward is achieved 1:1. What is the meaning of that? Risk to reward means suppose I invest in a stock at 1,000 rupees and my risk taking is, that means below 800 I will be exiting. That is my stop loss level. So what is the risk I am taking? 1,000 is entry and 800 is my exit below which I will be exiting. So what risk I am taking? Can anyone tell? Entry at 1,000, exit at 800.
200 rupees.
200 rupees risk I am taking. That is my stop loss, right? So when I am risking 200 rupees, if that company goes from 1,000 to 1,200 rupees, that means it has gone, the amount of stop loss was 200 rupees. It has gone 200 rupees above my entry price. So it's 1:1 risk. That means I was risking 200, I am getting 200. In this case, I will be booking 50% of quantity. Suppose I have purchased 100 shares, I will sell 50 shares at that point, right? I will sell 50 shares at that point and remaining 50, I'll place the stop loss. So even if after that it comes down and goes below 800, I'll exit there. So I'm not making any profit, not making any loss. That is, I call as de-risk the position once 1:1 risk to reward is achieved. If any stock hits stop loss 2 times consecutive trades before de-risking, that means based on this moving average, if I am entering any stock, right? If I am entering any stock and if it hits the stop loss in 2 consecutive trades, suppose I enter at 1000 rupees, it hits 800, I exit. Again, I enter at 700 and it hits 600, my stop loss. Then third time I won't be entering in that stock. I will be removing that stock from my watch list. I will be not investing in that stock. I will never trade or invest in that stock again. I use exponential moving average 5 period. I use exponential moving average 5 period for my investment. Means I personally don't use, but this is the method which is a sort of shortcut which you people can use. Okay. So what is the moving average? To be tell you in nutshell. Actually, that is also not needed. You can read that what is moving average and what is exponential. I will first tell that how to use that. Okay. So we have to convert these candles into monthly. Now here, this is a tradingview.com website. You can use any of your broker's website. This is a tradingview.com, which is free level. You can use this also. Okay. So when we use this, we have to click on monthly, 1 month. So when I click on 1 month, the candles are changed now. And you can see that this one candle, you can see here down, right? In this down area, what is the date coming here? 3rd September. That means this candle tells us that in September 2018, here you can see the high made by the price, the low made by the price, right? H is high, L is low, C is close, right? And open. So we want high and low of that candle. So what was the high for September 18? When I keep the cursor on this, high is 1954.70 and low of September is 1277.30. Is it right? Are you able to find? Yeah. So now, which is this month? You can see down, black color, bottom of the screen.
September.
September 2019. What was the high of September? At the top, HLC, I showed you.
1976.
Right, 1976 was the high and low?
1539.
1539.
L. Right. So got the idea how to find the high and low of particular candle. So we have to convert it into monthly. That means this is 1 month candle. If I click on daily, then one candle will be of 1 day. Like here you can see 3rd March 2022. Then if I come on this candle, it's 2nd March. It's 28 February, 25 February, 24 February, right? So this is one daily candle. So time frame we will be using is monthly. That means each candle will be of 1 month, right? After that, are you able to see here something written as indicators on the top?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So we click on this and here you type expo. You will get moving average exponential. We have to click on that and close this. Right. So why it hasn't come? Just let me check. Expo. Yeah. So here we can see what it's written, EMA, exponential moving average 9 close 00 etc. So here there is icon of settings. We have to click on this. And here length is 9 by default. We have to change it to 5. We will be using 5 period moving average. We will be using 5 period moving average, right? So this we will be using for our investment, long-term investment on. So this criteria we will be applying on the company chosen by us after filtering risk to debt equity ratio, right? So 5 EMA close. Now what we have to find, just we'll backtest which company. This is Whirlpool. Okay. So we have to find a period when the 5 EMA is not touching the candle high. Means candle is below that 5 EMA. So are we getting any candles here where it's not touching 5 EMA? So we will start from here. So we will be getting 5 EMA from the 5th candle itself. So we will come here. This is one candle, right? The high of this candle is how much?
244.
Right? 244.80. And EMA value we will be seeing here. I will keep on this. So what is EMA value?
251.
251. So 251 is the EMA value and 244 is the high of that candle. That means there is gap between the high and EMA of that candle. Right? Am I right? So we buy this stock once price crosses its high. That means what is the high? 244.80. So we will be buying it at 245 when it goes in next month, right? In March. So what is the risk here? Our stop loss will be below this candle. Our stop loss will be below this candle. So what is the risk? Low of the candle is 199.
199.
And high is 245. So 45 and 1, 46 rupees. Right? So if I buy at 245, what should be my first target? That means I will be booking my 50% quantity at what level?
Around 300.
We have to add 46 in that. Right?
290.
In 245. So,
Sir, not able to see your computer, sir.
not?
We are not able to see the chart, sir.
Not able to see?
Yes, sir.
It's visible, sir.
I'm able to just see you, but not the chart.
You have to click on some, there might be some icon. You have to click on that because
It's visible, I
others
think. Yes, visible.
it's visible for others.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. So we 1:1 risk reward. I explained example of 200, right? So 46 rupees risk I am taking, 46 above I will de-risk. So 245 plus 46 is 291, right? So next candle high is 274 and in April high is how much? 295.
295.
So at 291 I have removed 50% quantity. And I have placed a stop loss below this, 199. And later on price came down and in this month of August, price hit my stop loss, right? Then do we have any other situation like this? So here we have this company, right? We will be buying above 175. Our risk is 45 and 75, 30 rupees risk. Right? Price went down, came up, and here we entered in October 2013 at 175 rupees. Right? Above this high, 175 rupees. We de-risked at 30 rupees. That means 205. In December, we de-risked and we hold it. We hold it till this is another candle. Right? Which activated here and later on it hit the stop loss. So we exit even this 175 here. Right? We exit even this 175 here. If we see examples of some other companies, let's see Pidilite. Right? So there is no candle below this 5 EMA. Up to this point. What is high of this candle? It's 647.95 and what is EMA? 648.45. So 648.45 and 647. So gap of 1 rupees. So we buy above 648 with stop loss below 567. Why stop loss below? Because that is low of that candle. Right? And so one who invested in Pidilite based on this method at 648, he removed his capital when it went 80 rupees up in this month. And then he is holding even today, remaining 50% quantity. Isn't it a good idea? Let's see before that if we are getting anything. Here, right? What is the high? 45 rupees. What is the EMA? 47. 2 rupees gap. What was the stop loss? 37. So 5 and 3. 8 rupees risk. So 52 we exit in 2 months, right? And that person is still holding from 45 rupees if someone would have invested, right? So you can check it on any company. So if you know any debt-free company, we can check. Polycab. Right, here can we see this candle high is 793 and what is EMA? 828. 828, 793. There is gap. High is 793 and EMA is 828, right? But did next candle cross this high? Next candle high is 731, right? So it didn't cross, so this candle is invalid now. Now again, this is also 731 high, EMA is 779. So we buy above 731 with stop loss at 723. So roughly 108 point stop loss. So we will be de-risking at 840. So next high is 839.85. So next month itself, we remove 50% quantity. And what is our buy level? Buy level is 732 or say above 731 and today's value is 2300. Right? So what we can do, we can just go and check debt-free companies in Google in India. Okay. So SBI Life Insurance, Maruti Suzuki. So we can check these companies. See here, what is the high? 5602. And what was the EMA? 5602 was the high and EMA is 5752. Right? So there was gap. So we buy above this. So entry, our entry, I told you that this made low of 4,000. In this area, we purchased. This was a COVID period, March 2020, March, April. Right? And from there, price went up to 9,000. Still, we are holding it. Right? Then what was the other company? SBI Life.
So how to decide stop loss level? Stop
Loss level will be low of that candle, low of activate candle. That means if we see this candle, okay. What is this candle high? 599.80, right? And low is 485. So 599 is high, 603 is EMA, and 485 is the low. So our stop loss will be below 485. That candle high above we buy, that candle low below we exit. Take the stop loss. Right? So here stop loss is roughly we can say 115 rupees. So 715 rupees we will be booking. Got the idea of stop loss?
Sir, how to find out EMA?
Okay, sir.
EMA, we have to click on the indicator here.
Sir, can you just repeat this stop loss thing again, please?
See, this is the candle. I have kept my cursor on this candle, the vertical and horizontal line, you can see on the candle. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I have checked, made sure that high of this candle is not touching the EMA. Right?
Okay.
Then low of this candle, what is the low of this candle? You can see here, H is high and L is low. When you keep it on this candle. So low is
485.
485, right? High is 599.80. So we buy at 600. Our stop loss is 484.
So if the week of the candle touches 5 EMA, it's okay, but candle should not touch the
No,
EMA
no, no.
line, right?
Wick of EMA should not touch high of the candle, means wick of candle. It should not touch.
So it is touching in this candle.
How it is touching? You tell me. What is the high of this candle?
I'm not able to see in the mobile actually, sir.
It's
599.
I is 599
599.80
and
and
EMA
EMA is 603.
603.
03.
So there is gap. You can see here. Let me
Small gap.
maximize this. Are you able
Okay,
to see?
okay,
It's not
okay.
touching.
Okay,
Right?
okay, okay.
So we buy above this and our stop loss is below this.
Sir, we have
So
to
high
wait
and
till
low is
the end of the
written.
month.
Sorry.
High and low is written somewhere, or we have to trace it
It's
horizontally?
written in the top. You can see here OHLC. Right? Are you able to see near the name of the company? OHLC. H is high, L is low. We want to only
Yes, sir, yes,
focus
sir.
on this. So when we keep our cursor plus cross, vertical line dotted and horizontal dotted on that candle, we have to read the high and low. So high is 599.80 and low is 485. Clear?
Prashant sir,
Yeah.
we have to wait till the end of the month, right?
Yeah, we have to analyze once a month. We all can do this, I hope. So you have shortlisted 15 stocks or 20 stocks. You have to check those 20 stocks after 3:30 p.m. on last day of month. Means on 28th October, on 28th February, on 31st March, 30th April, 31st May, 30th June. So on last day, because monthly candle closed. And the high should not touch. We don't know it. Last day it can go up and touch the EMA.
So
we have to
buy should be on what date? On what rate? Buy should be at what rate?
buy should be above this candle.
Above this candle.
So this is October 2018. So you will be entering in November, December, January, whenever this high is taken out.
Entry can be anywhere in next month, right?
Yeah, anywhere. Next month,
Anytime.
next to next month, next 2-3 months, entry will be there.
and stop loss should be low of that candle. Week
below
low at the week.
candle. So this is 485 below the week. 485. So 484 will be your stop loss.
Okay, okay.
Right? And here the stop loss is, the difference is 115 rupees. Right? So 115 above 600, we will be removing 50% quantity. So 600 plus 115 is 715. So here we will be exiting in this month, June. We entered in December, and in June we will be exiting 50% quantity. So we have entered at 600 and today's value is 1000, right? For example, if you would have entered. So in this way, you can find the date, your stocks which you want to choose. And best method of choosing the stock is monitor the stock from 6 months of IPO. That means now recent IPO is Zomato. This is 5 EMA. So this was February month. What is the high of this candle? 99.75. Low is 75.75. So if Zomato goes above 100, I will be buying. Why? I have to check. Please keep yourself mute. Zomato debt equity ratio. Company is making losses. I am not concerned with that. I want only debt equity ratio. What is it? How much it is? 0. Right. So whatever loss company is making is of anchor investors. I am not concerned with it. I want that company should be debt free. Debt equity ratio. So if in March or in this month or in next month, if Zomato crosses 100, I'll be buying it with stop loss of whatever low it makes. At present, stop loss is 75. So 25 rupees risk. So 100 I will be buying, 125 I will be removing 50% quantity, remaining I will forget. Suppose it becomes like Flipkart, it is taken over by some big company, then it will be moving up rapidly. We don't know, right? So I will be taking with 25% stop loss and removing. If it comes down and hits stop loss, it's okay. That's one of the rare things, but I will abide by my rules that I will be exiting at my stop loss. So Now I have my GTT placed at 100 rupees for Zomato for buying.
So
Right, that way
why to remove 50% to free your capital?
yeah, free my capital. If it comes down later on and hits the stop loss, I'm going to lose the entire stop loss amount. Na? Because stop loss, since it's a monthly candle, it's 25% risk. Right. So I don't want to risk that much. If price moves up little, I will free my capital and place the stop loss. So remaining 50%, I can invest in some other opportunity which is coming.
And we will trail the stop loss, right?
No trailing. The stop loss will be trailed on basis on same method if we are using this.
Yeah,
That means suppose
with the same method.
in April I get the opportunity to buy at 100. In June it goes there. And suppose in 2023 it comes below 5 EMA again, like this.
Right.
Then below that candle, the last candle, the buy when it will be giving me buy. Right. When it goes above like this, suppose it goes to 150 and high is 150, low is 120. Then when it crosses 150, I will trail my stop loss below this 120.
Okay. Means we will upgrade the
because
stop
we have
loss.
de-risked the position.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So you can find the debt-free companies, find your companies, do the due diligence of checking the debt equity ratio. So don't go and jump on 5 EMA straight away. First, think over that which are the companies which are present in your home, those are good companies, which you are using their products, your family members are using, your parents were using, your kids will be using, your family friends are using. Those are the best companies to invest for long term. Right? So I use this moving average exponent. To summarize, follow prerequisites before starting investment. That means protection, insurance, all those things which I have told. Then calculate amount left for saving in each month by calculating your annual income and annual expenses. Divide amount as per rules to invest. That means 100 minus your age should go in equities. Remaining should go in little safer like precious metal or PPF likewise. Right? Use your brain, eyes and ear to find the stocks. Filter those stocks. That means हमने चाय लाया. अच्छा समझो कोई विक्रम चाय, ताज चाय लाया. Right. So we have chosen the companies. We have prepared it. We are filtering it with the use of debt equity ratio. चहा आपण गाळणीने घालतो तसं गाळणी आपली is debt equity ratio. So I have got 30 companies in my home. त्या चाळणीमध्ये टाकायचं आहे. Out of that 30, 15 will come down. So when those 15 come down, we have to set the reminder of every month end. 31 मार्चचा रिमाइंडर लावून ठेवायचा. संध्याकाळी जेव्हा तुम्ही घरी येता रुटीनली of that period, may it be 7 PM, 8 PM, 5 PM, depending on your what job or what's your practice timings. You have to set reminder for that and check charts of those 15, 20, whatever has come down from that your filter of those companies. If any company has activated, straight away place the GTT to buy above that level. If buy happens, you will be getting SMS on that day. You need not be on the system to enter. You will be getting SMS in the evening that these many shares have been purchased. You will get mail, you will get SMS in your account. Only thing you have to keep money in that account for that stock, which has an active candle. I call it as active candle. So you have to keep that, place that GTT. Once that GTT is fulfilled, you get the SMS, then you go to your account and place the GTT for stop loss as well as target for 50% quantity. Means you have to place 2 orders. Suppose I buy 100 quantity, 50 quantity I will place stop loss and target 1:1 risk to reward. And remaining 50% I will only place the stop loss. Right? So if one order gets defaulted, then it goes up and hits the target, that 50 quantity will be sold. Remaining 50 will stand in my account with that stop loss in place. Right? So at end of every month, I will be checking this chart. So daily check करने की जरूरत नहीं, no need of intraday, etc. Doing, you can simply multiply your money invested. Multiply your money invested by using simple techniques. Keep it simple. Right? That strategy works very good for long-term investment. And over a long term, that will create. Yeah, there are better ways like price action analysis, etc. for earning more, right? But that's not possible for everyone. You need to have patience for that. Likewise, and in this method, if you find any difficulty, you can take my number from Dr. Sachin, and you can contact me or just drop me a message that you are facing this difficulty. So I will definitely reply as time permits. Okay. So I have given you a way to achieve a financial freedom. Once your corpus becomes big, you need not actually work for money. So you can straightway say, I am busy. What you do, you apply the pulse ox to your finger. रात को अगर कॉल आता है, you can say कि दूसरे busy है. Right? This you can do when you are financially free. You can work on your own terms. We are not कि नहीं ते तर 3,000 घेतात, ते तर 2,000 घेतात. You need not. मी 5,000 घेतो. कोण काय घेतं सांगू नका. Right? So when you can say this, when you are financially free. So you are going for your, you can say, keep yourself busy in that call to get in touch with the people. That should be the attitude. It should not be that की मला पैसा कमवायचा आहे म्हणून मी जातोय तिथे. मला आवडतं जायला म्हणून जातोय is a different thing आणि मला पैसा, that becomes a burden. So try to be financially free as early as possible. Okay. So thank you. That was from my side for today's in time which we had. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Sir, can you send the recording of this video as a link?
Yeah. I will share with on all our ISA platforms.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Nothing to worry,
Which platform, sir? Which platform?
ISA platforms. ISA Maharashtra, ISA Nanded.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Next presentation, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Any questions?
Yeah, Supriya ma'am. You had some question? Dr. Supriya?
No. Actually, it was pressed by mistake.
Okay. That's okay. You are from Nanded?
No, sir, Nagpur.
Okay. So all our people have that.
Yes, sir. I
Sir, I
shared this
think
link
there
to
are some
our
questions
state,
in the chat
state
box.
app also. So
Yeah.
almost all our from Maharashtra and ISA national people also are coming in this chat. So
Okay.
sir, first of all, I very much thank you. You came on our platform.
Yeah.
It's our silver jubilee year also of Nanded ISA. And so we are conducting these weekly sessions. If you permit, next time another session, whatever you like, you can come on our platform to enlighten our knowledge also.
Sure. We'll plan. Yeah, I'll just quickly answer some queries if there are.
Yes.
Check in the chat box. Giving examples of leading companies, but in SIP list, standard companies have many schemes with different subnames, so it's difficult to choose. SIP means you are talking about
mutual fund related.
Talking about mutual funds.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am, you can directly drop me in message. I think you are from Aurangabad itself, right? So you can drop me message. We can discuss it over how to choose these companies. Rohak Son company is intraday legally allowed for government. We are not talking about intraday anything. We are doing long-term investment, that too checking after we reach the home, checking once a month, right? So that is allowed for us. It's an investment, long-term investment. Okay, that was all. I think these were the questions. So thank you once again, Dr. Sachin, for giving me the opportunity. And thank you all the attendees for listening me patiently.
Most welcome, sir. Most welcome. You came on our platform. And I think we will conclude this session.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yes.
Thank
and
you.
For all participants, I will share this link, YouTube link, as early as possible on our platforms. Thank you, sir, once again.
Thank you. Chalo, see you.
Thank you. And conclude this session. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.